Chastney Rosemond. I am a mother of three children. I ended up with Homes of Hope going through a divorce, and the divorce, going through the divorce left me and my three children homeless. We went through the shelter program, and the way the program was set up was that we would stay at a church. A church hosted us from week to week. With IHN, I was able to, because there was some other things, that was kind of like a struggle at the time, and so they helped me with that. They allowed they had a therapist that I was able to kind of talk to and process and go through the whole process of the divorce mentally and emotionally. So with them, it was, with my kids, it wasn't as challenging. They was excited because it was just like, hey, we get to stay here, we got this new place, and the people were so welcoming. I never had a bad experience, so that was kind of a plus. I was very nervous at first because I was just like, I'm going into this place, it's me and my three babies, and I don't know what to do. So, when we did, the first place we went to was in Simpsonville, church in Simpsonville, and they were so welcoming, and it just kind of like set the standard and the tone, and my kids adjusted well, but they adjusted well to it. They just, they was excited about it. We going to this church here. Where are we going next week, Mom? And I'm like, I don't know. So, they just kind of seen it as a fun thing. The way that I was able to stay positive through the process is I had an amazing support system. My church family, my family, my mom, my sister, they helped me out whenever I needed the spiritual guidance. My pastors was there, so I had a very strong support system. And even though it was like, well, going through IHN, we had to be in at a certain time, and there were certain things that we couldn't be a part of, but my kids never seen it as a bad thing. They was like, okay, we get to go back to the church and go play in the gym. And I'm just like, I kept a positive mindset for the kids, but what helped me was my support system and my church family. Once I got my own place, my caseworker told me, we meet on this day with this caseworker, and we're going to sign papers for your place. And I'm just like, are you serious? And so I never told my kid, she kind of told me the area, and the name that she gave me, I wasn't familiar with it, but she kind of told me, like, it's around this area. So I actually would drive around, and I didn't know exactly where, the specific house was, but it was actually this place and another place that I thought would be my home. And when she told me it was this one in, particular, I was like, wow. It was a relief, because it was like, finally I have somewhere, that I can, me and my kids can settle down. The transitional house that we were in was a 2-bedroom house, and it was 4 of us. So it was, although it was a great place, something is better than nothing, it also wasn't, like, it was a little bit crowded, but we made do with what we had. So when I got my place, I was just like, wow, it was kind of like unbelievable. And my kids was excited, they was like, can we decorate like this, and can we do that? So, and it was in the fact that we wasn't far from the Croc Center. That also made it a plus for them, because they felt like every day we could walk to the Croc Center. But they adjusted very quickly, very well, and was very excited, and so was I. When I come home on an everyday basis, I walk into peace. It's like, this is my sanctuary. This is my place that, like I can call my own. This is a place where it's just, it's like my way away from others. So this is, my house is my sanctuary, and I can stay here all day long, and it has gotten to a point where I was nervous at first, because I was just like, what am I going to do? I'm by myself, and my kids, they live with me for a week, and then they live with their dad for a week. And so it's like the weeks that when I first moved, the weeks that they weren't here, it was like, oh my goodness, what do I do? And then finally I kind of adjusted, and I was just like, you relax. When you're not doing schoolwork, when you're not doing, work, when you're not at work, just relax and enjoy. And I had to adjust to it, but my house is a very peaceful place, and I love it. I started Anderson University in 2013. My major then was elementary education with a certification of early childhood. I had worked in child care for, at the time, I think it was like 12 years, since my oldest son was 6 months. So I've worked in child care that long, and that was why I wanted to get the certification in early childhood. When I started going through my divorce, of course, things got, a little rough. However, I continued to pursue my, education, working. I could only work part-time because I wanted to finish. And so that was one of the beauties of, being connected with Homes of Hope, is that I was able to finish my degree. Even though it took longer than expected, I continued to persevere, and I was able to graduate December of last year. Graduated December 5th of last year, on a Saturday, and I believe that upon graduation, I had 3 job offers. So I was able to graduate with the option, to work at 3 different schools. The school that I chose to work with was in Spartanburg, District 6. So I was able to, with the help of Homes of Hope, I was able to, finish my career, graduate and begin my career. If I was standing in front of someone that was considering donating to Homes of Hope, I would strongly encourage it. I know how Homes of Hope was a blessing to me and my family, and I would like that opportunity for someone else, to have that opportunity to get back on their feet, to have a place secure for them, whether they have children or not. Homes of Hope has, I'm unsure of other stories. However, my story, and I know what I went through, I feel like a lot of things I wouldn't have been able to accomplish, to be able to go through school, to be able to pay my car off. That was a great big accomplishment. To be able to, just learn how to adjust, being on your own. It was a great support. So if anyone was considering donating to Homes of Hope, I would strongly encourage it.